It's back to school time, and the debate over cell phones in the classroom is a hot topic issue. Here to share some positive information and resources about this issue is the warrior herself, our dear friend, Lynn Shaw from Lynns Warriors. It's so good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning, Maddie. Good morning, Jeremy. Before we dig into all of this, the cell phone free classrooms sweeping our country, I have to ask you something.
Yes.
Where is my Warriors dance that I want both of you to dance me onto? I'm expecting it next time I visit both of you to have a Warriors dance because I have to tell you, I put you on to uplift myself. I watch your dance moves and you make me so happy and I share your show. And I just want to say thank you because you put such a positive note on the start of a day. And that's what we all need, positivity. So thank you for doing that. And thank you always for sharing what we have to say at the Warriors because, we have good information for parents and caretakers. And we want everybody to relax, take a deep breath, and think about what it means. It's kind of a no brainer. Phone-free classrooms, right?
It makes
Plenty
sense
of
to
stuff.
me.
Yeah,
That was how I grew up.
Yeah.
well, but here's the thing, things move along so fast, right? And usually technology, everything lags, right? With the public, with their awareness or take actions. So maybe around 2010, already 14, almost 15 years ago, the phones were starting to infiltrate the classrooms, the devices, right? So, teachers started, they didn't know how to handle it. Nobody was really talking about it. It really came into full force about a year ago, where we now have 28 states full force either banning or limiting. Now, I don't like the word ban. See, I think at the Warriors, we're great believers in how to work with technology, how to work with kids, how to work with families. Ban is kind of an ugly word in our dictionary. So, how are we going to do this, right? We live in a digital world. Everybody's got devices, right? You can't tell a parent when to buy a child a phone or one of those watches that's ringing all the time or the Fitbits. So let's deal with it. So we know there's a wonderful movement. I urge all of you, phonefreeschoolsmovement.org. All of the information is on our website, lynnswarriors.org, and also parentstv.org. They have laid out the movement, what you need to do. First, you have to know the information, right? You have to know if your state participates. I'm in New York City, New York State. We are participating. However, I'm sorry, Maddie. I'm sorry, Jeremy. Your state has nothing much really going on
Oh.
about
Oh,
Oh, no.
this. So there's a little bit bubbling out. I did a little research this morning, but this is not something federal, state. It's kind of a school by school, district by district. Let's feel it out. So what this website, phonefreeschoolsmovement.org or parentstv.org, it lays it out very simply how to approach your school, how to get other parents on board. We know kids academically, so many studies to support this, academically do better without the distractions. Their anxiety levels are through the roof, the mental health crisis we have going on in America. So let's help the kids and let's help the teachers because 90% in a new report of teachers say we need the phones out of the classrooms. And it's a very easy fix. Kids can check in those little cubby holes. Remember kindergarten, you had like cubby holes and things. You could check the phones. Each classroom can have the little pouches you put the phones in. There's different things going on, but we all need to get on board. And I maintain at the Warriors, if we give parents, caretakers, we give the public the information and make it easy, they will follow along. They just don't really fully understand what's going on.
It's also about just etiquette. I can't imagine being a teacher and looking at the classroom and seeing people on their phones not even paying attention to the education that they're trying to give the students. It just makes sense to me. I grew up that way. It's almost like de-stressing, like get off the cellular device, get off the thing and focus and learn and be in the moment, be present.
Well, listen, we also know across the country remember, these are the estimates, about 40% of all kids grade through high school are just academically proficient. Now that alone should scare everybody. 40%, that's math, science. So any distraction in the classroom. But we also know, again, many studies where these distractions, the devices lead to mental health problems. It's a true addiction. It has been classified by our own US, medical doctors. They have said these are addictions that we need to pull back from. And I would also recommend as a wonderful resource, of course, besides the Warriors, there is a book out by a psychologist called Jonathan Haidt, and it's called The Anxious Generation. And he really lays out for you what has occurred over the last 10, 15, 20 years. So you can easily understand it's nobody's fault. We're not judging anybody here. It's like a train that took off and nobody could stop, nobody could keep up with. So now the pendulum, luckily, in a positive note, it is swinging back ever so slightly, but this phone-free schools movement is really catching on. And we want everybody to know about it, right? We want everybody to know. We want our kids to learn. We also want our kids not to isolate. We want them to talk in the cafeteria. We want them to talk. Remember, when you're going from class to class, the hallways were all noisy. We want to get kids out of this isolation and back to eye contact, back to, critical thinking and analyzing. You can only do that when you're in a group and you're talking. You can't do it when you're swiping nonstop. You can't do it, if you're in the classroom sneaking it on your lap or something or in your bag. So let's all support this and get on board. I think it's a terrific movement that everybody can participate in.
So would you say the first step is going to that website that you mentioned and just getting more information if you're a parent, if you're a teacher watching, even if you're a grandparent watching?
We have a lot of grandparents. And remember, we have to remember in the United States today that families are made up of aunts and uncles, grandparents taking care of kids. It's not always traditionally parents, right? We have a lot of single family, situations. Everything's different in 2024. And that's the mindset we have to take, like everybody, parents, grandparents, caretakers, trusted adults. So the first thing you have to do, if people don't have the information, they close the door, they tune out. So let's give the information. There is so much good free information out there. But again, you have to know where to look. It starts right here on your program this morning. You go to lynnswarriors.org, thebestparentstv.org, and also phonefreeschoolsmovement.org. Right there for you and what you need to do. And I have to tell you, both of you, it's not so hard. It's not so hard, and teachers are happy, principals are happy. Studies have shown where this has been implemented a year ago. The kids are doing great. The teachers are so much happier. Everybody's happy. So we got to fight for this.
Yeah,
this
Lynn,
is it.
I got to tell you, we're very excited too because we have a couple school districts in our area who are doing this. So we are familiar with this. So we appreciate you bringing light to the situation, and hopefully it will catch on. And we love having you on. And I promise, next time you come on, a dance for you.
Get those dance movements. Get it ready because I'm waiting. I want a Warriors dance coming out of both of you.
All right. We love you so much, Lynn Shaw. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Love you too. Thanks for having me. We'll talk again soon.
Yes.
Sounds great. All right, you guys, lots more fun on Ozarks Fox AM right after this.
What can we do for a Warrior dance? We need to stop.